Dames en heren, welkom bij een nieuwe game. Jullie kennen de game misschien wel, de Stanley Parable, maar ik heb hem nog nooit gespeeld en dat meen ik serieus. Ik ben heel erg benieuwd en misschien is het leuk om de game een keer te zien hoe ik het ga ervaren. Want ik begreep dat het spel een heel vreemd, apart spel is, gemaakt met de mod van Half-Life 2. Nou, best wel een oud spel ook wel, maar ik zag hem op Steam en ik dacht, ik ga hem gewoon eens spelen en ik ga hem opnemen speciaal voor jullie. Dus ik ga voor het eerst spelen de Stanley Parable. Ik ben heel benieuwd. We starten het spel. Het menu was heel apart. We zagen ook, zeg maar, een computer. En die computer, dat speel ik. Het is heel apart. Ik snap er niks van, maar goed. Ik weet ook niet hoeveel afleveringen ervan komen, want ik weet niet hoe groot het spel is. Ik heb wel gehoord dat...
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Oké. Dat lijkt me heel...
One day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oké, ik denk dat ik nu gewoon in het verhaal zit. Maar in ieder geval, er is iets aan de hand. Maar ik vond al de manier hoe hij op zijn toetsenbord typte, dat heel erg raar is als je dat jaren moet doen. Maar goed, we moeten uit ons kantoor. Oké, prima. Oh, dat ziet er leuk uit. Oh, iedereen heeft zijn eigen kantoor. Maar vreemd dat het zo is. Ik liep uit mijn kantoor. Oh. Ja, mijn collega's zijn verdwenen.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his coworkers.
Nee, ik kan helemaal geen collega's vinden. Dus niemand is er. Niemand is er. Ik moet naar de memo-kamer. En waar, mijn god, is die memo-kamer? Is dat hier of zo? Nee? Het is hier zo groot. Ik denk dat het gelijk alweer zo'n doolhof is. Hier, dit zijn de memo's. Hier, zit hier niks in? I hate Mondays. Waar moet ik heen? Ik denk dat ik maar gewoon door moet lopen, denk ik.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ik ging naar de deur links. Zal ik dat van opvolgen?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nou, ik moet blijkbaar wel doen wat hij zegt om verder te gaan komen in de game. Want ik ben bang dat als ik dat niet doe, dat ik dan niet verder kom in het spel. Oh.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oké, ja, het is flink meelezen, maar het is Nederlands ondertiteld, dat scheelt. Dus jullie kunnen lekker lezen en dan hoef ik eigenlijk niet, ja, ik lees gewoon met jullie mee, gezellig. We gaan dus naar de linkerkamer.
So he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door and got back on track.
Ik wil hierop klikken. Dus niet de goede kant, maar goed. Oh, loading. Oké.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, From here, it's, Oh, no. No, it's to the right, my mistake.
Ik moet rechts. Ik moest niet links. Oh.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
What?
It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
What the fuck?
See, we went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Ik hoop dat ik nu de goede kant op ga. Mooie auto zeg. Oh. Nou, dan gaan we hier naartoe, naar beneden. Spannend. Oh, wow.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Echt waar? Zie je het? Ik moet gewoon het verhaal volgen.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Zie je het? Je moet gewoon opvolgen, anders gaat het gewoon mis. Heel apart. Nou, ik ga nu maar gewoon zeggen...
Wait, what?
Wat?
No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's...
Dit is echt hardcore.
Okay,
Maar...
then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley.
Wow.
Let's find the story.
Ik moet het verhaal weer oppakken. Gewoon naar links dan, denk ik? Ik denk... dat dit een doolhof is, maar... Meen je dit? Ik loop maar gewoon ergens naartoe. En dan zien we wel waar we uitkomen. Hier naar binnen? Of zo? Ik weet het niet. Moeten we hier naar binnen? Oh. Ik loop rondjes. Oh.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot.
Oké, we gaan het weer opnieuw proberen. Zitten we nu weer in de... Is dit het verhaal weer?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Klopt, die memo moeten we gaan zoeken. Dat klopt. Nou, hier konden we niks vinden. Toen gingen we verder. En toen hadden we die deur, moesten naar links toe.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Hebben we iets gemist? Wat hebben we gemist? Moet ik... Hier moet ik niet naartoe. Memo. Oh, kan ik iets met de computer doen? Nee, helemaal niks. Ik moet gewoon weer teruglopen, denk ik. Ja. Oh.
I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Huh?
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Ik snap er niks meer van. Wat? Hè?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Ja, klopt.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Het spel doet eigenlijk alles vanzelf. De Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
We moeten de lijn volgen. Dan kunnen we nooit verdwalen en dan kunnen we niet het verhaal in de andere route. Oh, maar eerst kon ik helemaal niet hierin. Oké, nou we gaan gewoon dat lijntje volgen dan. Zo. Nou, dit zal niet...
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. I don't know where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully.
Ik moet die plant bestuderen. Oké, wat bestuderen we? Het is een soort van plant. Voor mij is het één plant met allemaal van die sprieten. Ja, oké, nou die moet ik bestuderen, want het helpt voor het verhaal. Oké. Ja, ik kan er niet zoveel uit halen of zo, maar... Nou ja, in ieder geval het is één grote en een wat kleinere ernaast, denk ik dan. Ja, we gaan door.
Oh. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh, nee, niet weer.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Ik had nooit het verhaal... Ik had hem gewoon moeten luisteren naar het verhaal. Dit is echt verschrikkelijk. We gaan door. Weer de gele lijn volgen, denk ik.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Oké, we lopen eens een andere richting op. We gaan die gele lijn niet meer volgen, want we vertrouwden de gele lijn. En...
Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
What?
Whatever it might be, Stanley.
What?
I'm ready for it.
Hè? Dit is zo vreemd. Oh.
Oh no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Oké, weer die gele lijn. Die willen we niet hebben. Maar die zit wel in ons verhaal. Oh, hij gaat gelukkig weg. Oké, daar zijn we vanaf. De lijn doet niet meer mee. Mooi zo. Oh, we komen in de kamer. Oh, we mogen een keuze maken.
The story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
Oké, we gaan door de rechte deur.
Our destiny awaits.
The confusing ending.
What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
What?
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Misschien.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. They're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we?
Misschien.
Actually. Well, in the meantime...
Oh. Wat? Hij herstart weer. Wat? En nu?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oké, ik denk dat we nu het spel weer opnieuw gaan spelen. Misschien is er een memo zoek. Bla 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 bla. Zitten we nu weer... Kijk, dit herken ik.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We gaan nu links, niet meer rechts, want dan gaat het helemaal mis. Dat hebben we net gezien. Oké, prima. Oh, dit is een...
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to it and an answer there.
Oké. We zouden dus naar mijn baas moeten gaan om te vragen of daar een antwoord is. Dus we gaan gelijk naar de baas toe. De broom closet. Ik denk niet dat daar is, maar ik kan even gaan kijken.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here. So he turned around and got back on track.
Oh, we komen nu...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We gingen omhoog naar de baas zijn kantoor. Gelijk heel chic. Wow, dit ziet er heel erg luxe uit. Maar waar zit de baas? Zit daar de baas? Of is dit... Lijkt me zo...
Into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Nee, er is niemand.
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number.
Oh, 2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Is er een Nieuwe passageway. Is er ergens een manier om... Wat is er open gegaan? Oh, daar. Wow. Wow, het hele stuk is omhoog gegaan. Oké, en dan komen we hier uit. Waren we hier niet eerder toen die lift naar beneden nam? Dit is ook weer zo'n lift. Moet ik daarheen? Of kan ik ook daarheen? Het is wel heel donker hier, hè? Nee. We gaan gewoon daarheen en we klikken op die knop hier zo. Daar gaan we. Oké, loading. Spannend. Mijn baas is er dus niet aanwezig, dus we kunnen niet vragen aan mijn baas wat er aan de hand is op mijn kantoor. Ik wil gewoon weer hetzelfde ding doen wat ik deed. Oh.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Dat is wel een heel mooi spel hoor, vind ik. Dus ik overigens even kijken. Oh. Gedachtebeheersing. Escape. Ja, ik zou willen ontsnappen, maar ik moet naar de mind control facility, denk ik. Dan gaan we naar voren. En wat is dit nou weer? Een memo.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Het is heel apart dit. Allemaal televisieschermen om me heen. En hier hebben we allemaal memo's weer. En ik kan nergens op klikken. Ik kan wel hierop klikken.
Now the monitors jumped to life. Their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's coworkers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this.
We werden in de gaten gehouden. Iedereen werd in de gaten gehouden. Dat was dus die schermen. En waar is mijn kamer dan? Ergens staat mijn scherm als het goed is. Wauw. Wat een werk.
This mind control facility. It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Die is ontslagen, dat is fired.
Control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Inderdaad. Die machines moeten mij niet vertellen wat ik aan het doen ben. Ze moeten niet controle nemen over ons. Dus ik moet nu de machine gaan uitschakelen. En dat kan denk ik in deze facility power. Kijk. Daar gaan we naartoe. En daar kunnen we het hopelijk allemaal uitzetten. Daar gaan we dus system power. Of, daar gaat het. Oh.
He found the source of the room's power. He knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Maak er een einde aan. Of, zo. Mooi zo. Alles is uit en donker. Oh, het is...
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Was het voorbij? Het is helemaal donker. Ik zie niks.
Yes.
Oh.
He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life lives,
kijk nou.
it will be his.
Mooi hoor dit.
And that was all he needed to
We kunnen eindelijk weg.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Weg uit deze
Stanley stepped
vrijheid.
through the open door.
Daar gaan we. Kom maar. Yes.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh. Wat mooi zeg. Dat is mooi. Wauw. Beat the game. We hebben het spel uitgespeeld. Dit is heel vet. Gaat het door? Of is dit weer het begin?
All of his coworkers were gone.
Oké. Nou, we hebben het spel uitgespeeld. Ik vond het heel bijzonder. En sorry voor het knipje, maar het wou een tweede aflevering doen. Maar het tweede afleveringetje zou dan heel kort zijn. Dus ik heb het gewoon in één keer aan elkaar geplakt. Tot aan de boer. Of vanaf de boer eigenlijk. Dat is een mooi punt om te knippen, hè, die boer. Nee, maar mensen, dit was echt fantastisch. Dit spel is heel apart. En willen jullie nog meer van deze aflevering zien? Laat het weten in de comments. Want je kan nog allerlei andere manieren kiezen. En zo zie je dus... het spel is heel groot. Maar je kunt dus meerdere keuzes maken. Ik geloof dat er 8 verschillende eindes zijn. Of misschien nog wel meer. Laat het weten in de comments. Vergeet geen like achter te laten. Abonneren in het midden van het scherm. En tot wie weet de volgende keer bij de Stanley Parable. Ik zeg het elke keer verkeerd. Doei doei!